I got a 2018 Subaru Legacy here today. Rear brakes. Big question is, can you do the rear brakes without having a scan tool or putting it in service mode? Yeah, sure you can. So what you want to do is take the caliper off, make sure the key's off, first of all. Safely put your car on jack stands. Jack it up. Take the wheel off, of course. And if you unbolt that actuator and then compress the piston, so you're going to need a tool similar to this. These are a couple bucks at the auto parts store, or you could get a little bit, better of one. Harbor Freight has them for about 50 bucks, or you can go rent them at your local auto parts store. So then compress that piston, pop that back on there. I'll show a picture or a video doing it on the other side to make it a little easier. The one thing I forgot to mention about the other side is you have to disconnect this connector before you take that actuator off there. Don't forget that. I want to rip those wires out. So the caliper bolts are 7 millimeter, and then the bolts for the actuator for the electronic parking brake are 5 millimeter. All right, so I'm trying to do this with one hand, so I already got the bolts out. See, if you just boing, pops right off, just like butter. So this is what I'm using. This is the cube that I was talking about. I'm gonna be using that side. Put that in there and turn the piston in until it stops. They make better versions, like I said. You can buy them at Harbor Freight. You can lease them from your local tool store. All right. Got the new pad sitting in place. This one goes in the back. It's gonna have the squealer on it. You wanna make sure that these float really nice. Make sure all these contact points are clean. That was the problem with these ones. They were rusted in place, so they wore out prematurely. Usually you wear out the fronts first, but this wore out the backs first. So make sure you have those contacts all nice and clean. So here we got the actuator back in place. The pins in, they're not tight, they're just started. You want to make sure you lube all that up. That's what she said. But make sure you get that all lubed. Lube that O-ring up too with a little brake grease. Help it pop on there. All right, so here we are, 2018 Subaru Legacy with the electric parking brake. We got everything tight, torqued, greased. Don't forget to put this clip on here. The brake's gonna rattle like crazy if you don't. That's it. Very important though, make sure you pump the brake. If you don't, you could slam into somebody or something and get really hurt. We don't want that. Remember, pump the brake before you test drive. Thanks, see you later.